Us now is our political expert Brian Sobel and our constitutional expert Professor David Levine from UC Hastings Law School. Professor, let me start with you. What exactly does this ruling mean, and what are the options now for the Trump administration?
Well, the U.S. government tried to get a stay of Judge Robart's stay of the executive order, and they failed to do that today by a 3-0 vote. The Ninth Circuit turned back every point that the United States government made. So technically speaking, just the stay is in place, so the executive order has no effect. We haven't decided that the executive order is legal or not yet. It's just this first stage.
And Brian, to you, the president just said that he plans to fight this. Is this a smart move for him, or should he just try to walk away and go without the executive order, maybe try to tighten vetting on its own?
Well, we have seen the president battle all through a campaign and continue to fight. His going on doesn't surprise me in the least. I mean, he's fully confident of victory at this point, Julie.
Do you think that something like this, a loss like this, will humble the president in any way, or, as you just said, is he going to just dig in his heels?
Well, I think it humbles the administration. You know, as more and more jobs are being filled, this widens, and so we've really been focusing on Donald Trump. Now we're going to focus on some other people. What does Jeff Sessions say, and what do other people in the administration say? It's going to be a wider look at everything. We'll have to see whether this is a humbling moment in the presidency's in the new presidency.
All right, from a legal standpoint, from the constitutional side, what options does the White House have in moving forward to try to fight this?
Sure, the White House has 3 options at this point. They could go to Washington, to the U.S. Supreme Court, and see whether Justice Kennedy, or more likely the full court, meaning 5 votes, would issue a stay, the stay they failed to get today at the Ninth Circuit. In other words, to bring the executive order back to life, at least for a while. That's one option. Another could be to seek the votes of a majority of the Ninth Circuit's active judges, which is very, very unlikely to succeed. Or the third is go back to Seattle. Judge Robart already has a briefing schedule for the next stage, which includes briefs coming in the following week, and then have that preliminary injunction hearing, and then appeal that to the Ninth Circuit. And the reality is the United States government would be in a far better legal position if they bring the case back to the Ninth Circuit and then to the U.S. Supreme Court after that preliminary injunction. They were in a tough spot in trying to bring this forward in this aggressive way.
Professor, what about the option of just rewriting the executive order so that it passes muster, if you will?
That would be the easy and simple way to do it. And as Brian was saying, that maybe some cooler heads in the administration will decide that that's the best way to do this. It was clear the rollout of this executive order was just incredibly bad. It wasn't well thought through, and they could craft a well thought through executive order at this point, getting probably 90% of what they want.
All right, we'll leave it at that for now. We're going to be talking with you both in the next hour coming up. A lot more to discuss, a lot of ground to cover in this.
Absolutely.
All right,
Yep.
Gentlemen, thank you.
You bet.